So to start out with my reaction, I need to think about how this is all broken out. Part two is all about the reaction and background, and part one, we did the source information. So here in part two, we are looking at this list of questions. So first of all, my reaction. You're telling us why you chose your fact. You go through these questions that are listed on the page and you answer them. To save myself some clicking, I'm actually going to split my screen with the Win key and the over arrows, and then I'm going to go through the questions. So going through these questions, I have a couple that apply to this fact in particular. Question number one, my initial reaction was a surprise. I was actually really surprised that there was a gold rush in North Carolina. Like, I hadn't really thought of that before. I had thought of that more about like a California or Colorado thing, right? So I include that in my reaction. And then I also addressed question number 4 and 5, kind of. And I talked about what I wanted to learn about, what I wanted to learn as I was researching this particular fact. I wanted to learn about the geography of the region and the other things that they found in the mountains. Okay. I didn't personally connect to this one in any way. So rather than saying I didn't connect to this, I just like left it out on this one. And now I start to search. In order to get background information, what I did first was I reread the paragraph from my book and I learned about the geography of the area. And then searched for more information on the internet. Yes, let's go to Google. Thanks, buddy. So the first thing that I searched into Google was Piedmont Gold Rush. And then I found this website. My first hit here is a website called NCpedia. And I browsed the information. I found out that it had an author, and then I got excited. And then I had to think about the credibility of this website. So remember the CRAP test: currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. That's all. I considered all of these things before I said yes to that website. So there's a copy of this in Teams if you want to look back at it again, if you're trying to decide whether or not a website is good to go. I added information. Oh, my website is good. So I found out that it's like originally published in a periodical that's like associated with the North Carolina Museum of History. So I know that this is good to go. Not only that, but it says, is anything factually incorrect? And then it's like actively searching for people to say like, hey, this is wrong, type of thing. So there's an author on here, there's a date on here. It's not the newest date, but it's good to go. So I add information about this website to my source paragraph. Remember when I was talking about that? So that is up here for me, right? I found additional information about this fact, and then I talk about the website. Oops, I did the wrong thing there. And there we go. This website hosted a republication of author Rebecca Lewis's article, The North Carolina Gold Rush. It was originally printed in 2006 in the Tar Heel Junior Historian, which is associated with the North Carolina Museum of History. So after I cited this in my source paragraph, I'm actually gonna go like this and Control-C to copy and throw that URL over here quick. And then I can come back to this later and cite it properly. So my next step that I did was I sat down and I read this whole article. I printed mine so that I could write on it because that's like how my brain works. But taking notes on a sheet of paper would do as well. On my printed copy, I circled some key pieces of information for paraphrasing purposes, and I put boxes around sentences that I thought I might want to quote word for word. So some of my things that I circled from the very beginning were this year here, 1799, 12-year-old Conrad Reed, Carubas County, wealthy, 17-pound gold nugget. Yup. And then actually, I thought that this sentence right here might be really good and something that I'd want to quote. So I'll show you how I did that here. So in my background, I paraphrased the beginning. It all started in 1799 in Carubas County when a 12-year-old boy found a 17-pound nugget of gold while fishing. The Reed family became rich. Their fishing hole and family farm in the southern Piedmont Plateau region was located in Carubas County. According to Rebecca Lewis, all right, so what I'm doing here is I am inserting a text, an in-text citation. So when I'm talking about paraphrasing and quoting, an in-text citation is like one of these guys here. According to the text said, the author stated, different things like that. Okay, so I did according to, and then I put the author's name, and then I put the quote. So if I look at this side by side, I can see that this is exactly the same words that they said here. And then there was a little bit more information that I thought would be useful for someone just learning about this. So, and it was this right here, that the area was scarcely populated backcountry. So I didn't need all of these extra words, so I put in an ellipses, and then I put the words that I needed to insert into brackets. This opening bracket is right next to the letter P, and the closing bracket is right beside it. And then I finished that paragraph. And that is my reaction and my background